Hi guys, welcome back to Dev Astrology. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the May monthly reading, and in this video, we are discussing about Aries zodiac. Now you can watch this video both from an Aries rising as well as from Aries moon perspective. So without further ado folks, let's deep dive into seeing what are the critical dates that are going to be impacting us during the course of this month, and then how Aries can make most of the transits happening for the month of May. Now, guys, before we proceed further, it is important for you to draw your attention towards some of the key dates that are going to be impacting us during this month. And the transit of the planets on these dates is what will set the tone for you to understand as to how the transit for the month of May is going to be impacting you. So, first and foremost, Sun is in Aries until May 13th, and then it gets into the sign of Taurus from May 14th onwards. You have Mercury in the sign of Pisces, and it will get in Aries from May 6th. That is how I have depicted that in your chart as well. Venus continues to be in its sign of exaltation in Pisces, and it will get in Aries from May 31st. So for the entirety of this month, Venus will continue in its sign of exaltation and deliver the impact that you've been seeking, while Mars is in the sign of Cancer since April 2nd onwards. It's going to be there in its sign of debilitation throughout the course of this month, and it is going to change its position in June itself. Then you have Jupiter, which is in Taurus in Mrikshira Nakshatra itself. It has been stationed there from April 10th, and it will get into the sign of Gemini from May 14th onwards. Now, guys, I've done a very detailed video of Jupiter transit. If you've not had a chance, please go ahead and check that out, and you will get a lot of clarity from that particular video as well. Saturn has got into the sign of Pisces in Uttakshatra, which is ruled by himself, Saturn himself, on April 27th. So that's an important movement that has come into play. Rahu is in Pisces in Purvabhadrapada Nakshatra, which is again ruled by Jupiter, and it is going to be making its true transit into the sign of Aquarius from May 29th onwards. So for the sake of this particular reading, we are going to see majorly it from Pisces itself. And then last but not the least, Ketu is in Virgo in Uttara of Sun. It will continue in the same nakshatra and get into the sign of Leo with its true transit happening on May 29th. So these are the important dates. Now let's deep dive into the reading itself. Now Aries, as you can see on your screen here, you will have Sun sitting in its exaltation in your first house itself, and Mercury will be joining here 5 days later, 6 days later. But Sun is the lord of your fifth house sitting in your first house. This means that creativity has been on a high. You've been thinking sharply. You've been investing in the right directions. People who are in pursuing education, who are students, who've been looking forward to get admissions into the right colleges, crack competitive examinations. I see a lot of success, positivity, right outcome continuing to come for the Aries moon as well as rising folks watching this video. It's a very good symptom coming in from that perspective. Now, Sun also is going to be denoting your children. So if you're a parent watching this video, you are going to see an absolute positive outcome, good news coming in with respect to your kids. Yes, it is a ninth movement, so it is going to be a certain level of spirituality, mantra chanting. Your interest in terms of learning something related to that is also going to be in the right direction. In fact, you might not realize this, but you continuing to chant month, bringing that spirituality within yourself is going to adhere into a lot of positive outcomes. It's going to be like a remedy for you in itself. Aries positive sign in that perspective as well. Yes, your Lord Mars has been debilitated, but it is in a good position with respect to being in a Kendra house itself. It is difficult position from a fourth house perspective, but it is giving an exalted aspect to your 10th house, and then Sun coming into exaltation in the Lagna, which means that your confidence is on extreme high. You feel extremely positive, motivated about things that you've been trying to pursue at your end. So that is another positive intake. And when the commander and the king are aligning square to each other, both of them taking Kendra positions, I think it becomes extremely positive for your overall success. But at least for the first half of the month, you will see some turbulence in your married life, in your legal partnerships, so to speak. Ego could be the biggest reason because Sun in its exaltation is giving a debilitated aspect to your seventh house, while Mars is also giving an aspect, fourth aspect to the seventh. So I would want you to practice some caution, at least for the first half of the month. Once Sun moves into, transits into the second house, I think it's only your self control that will help you sail through, and that ego issues, ego clashes, they are going to diminish. Now Mars also happens to be not only our Lagna lord but lord of your eighth house, sitting 9 places away into your fourth. Some sort of hidden wealth, some sort of unexpected gains with respect to property, with respect to will, insurance, money, etc. is also possible for you guys. I also anticipate for people who are in movie industry, social media industry, people who are in terms of some sort of a digital life that they are practicing aggressively, they will see some sort of a growth coming their way and a lot of aggressive, proactive effort coming in from Aries in that direction as well. This Mars is also giving an aspect to your 11th house. Beautiful, because that enables you to work hard, to push hard in terms of solidifying some of the gains that you would be planning, you've been working for. I think wish fulfillment, accomplishment of that is going to be the primary key. You are going to push forward with that. We will talk about what Saturn is going to do with his transit into the 12th house, being the lord of your 11th house. But I think I see a lot of positivity with this presence of Sun and Mars in their houses, their positions respectively. Now, Sun is going to be transiting into your second house in the second half of the month, and that is where I think some level of ego clashes coming in within the family, some level of aggression coming in from your side is highly possible. But at the same time, I think you are going to gain a lot of respect, because a lot of ideas that you're going to be throwing within your family, around your family members, are going to be respected. They will acknowledge it, though they will have some bit of discomfort when you push those ideas around. It is also possible that you are going to improve upon your diet, upon your health. I see a lot of positive coming in from that angle. All the efforts that you've been putting in for the last month and a half, I think they are going to now pay off positive results to you guys, because Sun is going to deliver that outcome in the form of savings, in the form of monetary growth coming in your way. Jupiter has already been placed there. So, I think financially, Aries, you are going to continue to do well, because you see, Jupiter has been placed there and he is making his transit into your third house on 14th of May, right when Sun will enter. So you are finding a populace having in the second house itself. If you've not had a chance, folks, to watch the transit video for Jupiter into the sign of Gemini for Aries ascendant and Aries moon, I highly recommend you to please go ahead and watch that entire playlist. I shot that complete playlist in the last 10 days and it is uploaded. So after watching this video, I'll recommend you to check that out as well. Jupiter is coming into a Maran Karaka position, but it is not too negative because it gives good aspect to your 7th house, your 9th house and your 11th house. So definitely gains are solidifying. Jupiter's presence into the third and giving an aspect to your 7th house is going to be a positive one, because all the challenges that you would have anticipated otherwise coming in with that aspect of Mars and Sun as well in the first half is going to improve. So your relationship, your love life, your partnership with your spouse is going to see some level of sweetness coming in. There is going to be a lot of positivity coming around there as well. I think throughout the course of the month, people who are single, who are looking forward to get into relationships, there will be a lot of aggression. There will be a lot of drive in you. You would want to make things happen. Aries, anyways, you are an aggressive sign. So that fiery energy in terms of blossoming your relationship with your partner, with your loved one, in terms of making a move towards somebody that you are attracted towards, all those possibilities, I definitely see them prospering during the course of month of May. Now, Mercury also was in debilitation for the first 5 days, or will be in debilitation for the first 5 days of May, but it will come into the Aries sign in your first house itself, where he gets good directional strength. Aries, I'm very happy about that movement happening for you, because now what you will realize is that your third lord and your sixth lord is coming into your own Rashi, your own Lagna. This is going to enable a lot of hard work, a lot of courage, ability to be bold, to take difficult calls, to work on decisions that you've been dilly-dallying probably for a while. You are going to address all those issues for sure. I think because it is a 11th movement for the third lord into your first house, it means that your efforts will be responsible for the gains that you are going to derive as well. Remember, we were talking about the numerous aspects coming into your 11th house. For Jupiter, from Mars, Saturn, and Rahu also will have some level of impact, and we'll talk about that in a second. But all of those things are also going to be coupled. They are going to get aggravated. They are going to give a double down effect with Mercury's movement into your ascendant itself, which means that if you are putting your effort in the right direction, Aries, you are going to get rewarded with that. Mercury is also the lord of your 6,000 coming into your first. You will have to be watchful with respect to your health. Sun is promising a positive growth from that perspective, and so is Jupiter. It is going to help you on that front. But at the same time, I would still throw out that warning with respect to any kind of skin related issues coming up, and that could be causing some level of turbulence or difficulties. If you've been looking forward to take any kind of loans, you would want to be watchful and see that you cut your cloth according to your clothes. So don't spread yourself too wide and don't make it difficult for yourself. However, if any pending loans that you're looking forward to repay off, any kind of litigations that you've been struggling with, I think this is going to be a period with Mercury gaining its right directional dignity. You are going to get the support and success in that direction as well. It's going to be a busy period, folks, especially if you are in a job, if you are working towards any kind of competitive examination, if you are in a legal, healthcare related industries, even banking industry for that matter. Because people who are associated with all those sectors, you are going to see a very busy period. It is going to make you workaholic, not because you want it, Aries, it's because there is going to be tremendous amount of pressure coming in from your work front. If you're looking forward to prepare for some kind of competitive examination, get selected into something, it is going to take enormous amount of effort from your end. You cannot be dropping the ball at this point in time, Aries. You will have to continue to sustain that constant demand coming in your way, and it is so difficult to let it go. Now, this Mercury is also giving an aspect to your 7th house. I think being a bit comic, being a bit jovial, naughty with your partner is not a bad thing. And I'm intentionally using those words because I think there has been too much of a seriousness in your relationships. You might want to let loose. With Mars also being in debilitation, things haven't been easy and smooth, both for Aries and Scorpios. So I think this is where you are going to find a lot of relief. You are going to feel better, I think, from your partner perspective as well. If you're not married, you are going to see some positivity out there. If you're running any business or you plan to do something of your own, Mercury is going to provide you support, but you will have to be extremely clever in terms of deal signing, in terms of your contractual work and negotiations. Now, you have Venus, which is still sitting in exaltation, and that is why I wanted to call out all these potential legal partnerships, formal partnerships, marital relationships, seeing a lot of positivity and growth, because Venus, though it is present in 12th house, it doesn't get the dosha, it doesn't get any kind of negative outcome of being in the 12th house itself. And your 7th lord in exaltation is a very positive sign, Aries. This means that you are going to see a lot of success, positive outcomes coming your way from your business standpoint. You will see growth with respect to your spouse as well. They themselves could see some sort of a gain, some sort of a promotion coming in for them at their workplace, in their careers. And if they are looking forward to make a job shift, that is also possible now that the way stars are getting aligned with the clutter going away from the sign of Pisces. If your spouse wants to make a move in terms of their career switches, they can look forward and plan to do that. So Aries, you might want to coach your partner as well. Now remember, it is also the lord of your 2nd house, sitting 11 places away into the 12th in exaltation. You guys making any strategic investments, any kind of choices with respect to your money to expand your income, to expand in your growth, is also going to be delivering positive outcome for you, Aries. It's an 11th movement. Yes, you will not retain any profits unless and until you go ahead and invest on your behalf. So you will have to figure out a strategy as to what are the right avenues. I think investing into anything related to beauty, cosmetics, luxurious items, anything related to clothing, apparel, jewelry, etc., is going to give positive results. If you do believe in charity and donation, I recommend you to feed women, young girls, sponsor the education of some child. Any kind of support system given to women in and around your family or in your ecosystem is going to be especially beneficial for you, Aries. So you must keep that in mind. Now, remember, or you have again multiple planets sitting in your 12th house as well, which means that there will be a continuous rise in your expenses as well. You still have Rahu and Saturn positioned in there, but all of these planets are also giving an aspect to your 6th house where Ketu is stationed. Now, Ketu, of course, is shifting towards your fifth house itself, but still, the true transit in my mind is going to be happening at the fag end of May, which means that Ketu's present here is going to give you a mindset where you would not want to engage with your enemies much. You might want to just go ahead and focus towards your own business. Yes, problems will still keep bothering you. Enemies are still going to come. Remember, Mercury, being the lord of sixth house, is sitting in your first house itself, and Ketu's position here is not helping much. But I do not see any kind of harm coming in your way, and that is why, Aries, it may not be a bad idea at all for you to just continue to focus towards the stuff that you want to do, what excites you, what keeps you happy. Remember, there are a bunch of these planets giving an aspect to your sixth house, which means work, career, profession, job, your day to day schedule is going to become hyper important. You are going to be required to put enormous amount of hours, enormous amount of time, effort, energy towards your work, towards your daily schedule. You will not be able to understand that where the heck am I getting all this work from? But Aries, it's a positive sign because it is going to also help you impact your 11th house of gains. So if you are busy with your competitive examinations preparation, if you are busy with respect to your daily schedule, that you might be seeing an increase in your day-to-day chores at home or at your job front in your business, it is all positive. You will feel a little frustrated. Of course, if you are watching this from an Aries moon perspective, you will realize that your Sadhisati has kicked off. So that impact, that busyness of Sadhisati in itself is going to flood you in with those kind of challenges as well. There will be some sort of a mental lack of peace that is going to come in, but you have to start dealing with that pretty fast, Aries. And that is what my job is, because I'm myself going through Sadhisati, and I keep telling people as to how to counter that. There is a lot of negativity about all that stuff across YouTube, across different channels. We should just shun all that negativity and just think how to deal with these problems in a smarter way. So there will be a lot of pressure on your mind. You will have tons of things racing around your head, but you will have to figure out that what you need to do from your side to overcome. Being busy is not a bad thing. Yes, it is going to be tiring, it is going to be demanding, but that is how the transits are going to be panning out. Even if you're watching from a Aries ascendant perspective, you are going to be busy. Now, whilst we've moved ahead from Ketu and Venus, I would want to touch upon Rahu is also at the fag end of the house itself. It is ready to move into the sign of Aquarius, but before it does that, it is still in that loose conjunction. Both Rahu and Saturn are in the same house, but remember that the nakshatras have changed, which means that though they are in the same house, they are sitting in different rooms, different padas, different nakshatras itself. And thereby, Rahu is going to be more enticed towards its focus towards what he can do from an 11th house perspective. Guys, this effort, this hard work is not going in ruin for you. If you're watching this from an Aries moon perspective also, and thinking from a Sadhisati perspective, imagine Rahu is coming in its own sign. Even though you have all this headache and all this trouble coming in your way, you're still going to find the gains. And so is the case. Technically, there cannot be a different interpretation for Aries moon or Aries rising here. So guys, from an Aries perspective, this is a busy period, but at the same time, it is promising to be a period of gains too, 1.5 years. Like, you guys are fortunate with respect to this transit and how things are panning out, and you must be ready to ensure that you capture all those gains. I will be doing a detailed video of Rahu Ketu transit to help you understand the impact of that as well. But right now, this Rahu will be giving an aspect to your sixth house, eighth house, and your fourth house. I hope you've taken due measures. You've tried to address issues with respect to your home, job front, and any kind of research that you've tried to do. Many of you would have found success in that direction as well. But more importantly, we did a detailed discussion of the transit of Saturn. If you've not had a chance, I will urge you guys to please go ahead and watch that video. I've given that video both from a Saturn for Aries rising as well as moon Sadhisati perspective. But as Saturn comes here and he moves into his own nakshatra, this is a much better movement. Already a decent period until Saturn is going to be in this nakshatra itself. He is going to be helping you with your job front, going to keep you busy on that area. There will be some impact with respect to your savings, but fear not. Right now, Venus is sitting with Saturn. They are in conjunction, in combination. I was talking about the third aspect of Saturn into your second house. And then this Saturn is going to be giving an aspect to your ninth house as well, guys. So that is going to become crucial because I anticipate many of you could be embarking upon religious travel, spiritual journeys, metaphorically as well as long distance travel related to your work. So some sort of a career shift, career movement coming in your life is highly probable. Please do not panic, do not get worried about that. All right. I hope, guys, this reading has made sense. You are ready to make full use of the transits of May. Please keep in mind that I will be releasing the video for Rahu and Ketu transit as well next week, where we will talk about what kind of impact you can anticipate from that perspective. If you have enjoyed this video, I will request you to please smash on that like button, subscribe to Dev Astrology, and keep watching.